March 1945. Western Germany. The Third Reich was collapsing fast. American tanks were rolling through town after town. German soldiers were surrendering everywhere. But one discovery stopped even Patton's hardened troops cold. An American patrol had found a German POW camp hidden near a forest outside Castle. At first it looked normal. Barbed wire, watchtowers, wooden barracks. But then the soldiers noticed something strange. The prisoners were separated. White Allied prisoners were kept in one section. Black American prisoners were locked in another. The black prisoners looked worse. Much worse. They were thinner, sicker, covered in mud and lice. Some could barely stand. One American medic whispered, "My God." Another soldier stared at the signs hanging near the fences. Colored prisoners section. Even by Nazi standards, it shocked them. Word reached General George S. Patton within hours. Patton arrived at the camp that afternoon. He walked through the gates silently, helmet low over his eyes, ivory-handled pistols hanging from his belt. The prisoners watched him carefully. Many of the black soldiers looked angry. Others just looked exhausted. One prisoner stepped forward slowly. "Sir," he said weakly, "they treated us worse than the others." Patton's face hardened immediately. He walked through the segregated section himself. He saw broken bunks, rotten food, buckets of dirty water. One prisoner showed him scars from beatings. Another pointed toward a guard tower. "That commander called us animals every day," he said. Patton said nothing for several seconds. Then he turned toward his officers. "Bring me the camp commander," he ordered. Minutes later, German guards dragged the commander forward. A tall SS officer. Clean uniform. Polished boots. Unlike the prisoners, he looked well-fed. The commander tried to stand proudly. "These prisoners were separated for security reasons," he explained calmly. Patton stepped closer. "Security?" he asked coldly. The commander nodded. They were inferior troops. Different standards were necessary. The area went completely silent. Several American soldiers gripped their rifles tighter. Patton stared directly into the commander's eyes. Then he spoke quietly. "You lost this war the moment you started believing some men were less human than others." The commander tried to answer. Patton cut him off immediately. "No," Patton snapped. "You will listen." He pointed toward the starving prisoners behind the fence. Those men crossed an ocean and fought through bullets and artillery. Then Patton pointed at the commander's spotless uniform. "And you hid behind fences while starving prisoners." The SS officer's face turned pale. Then Patton gave an order nobody expected. "Open the gates," he said. American soldiers unlocked the segregated section. For the first time in months, the black prisoners walked freely into the main camp yard. Some white American prisoners began shaking their hands immediately. Others shared food and cigarettes. The German commander watched silently. Then Patton turned back toward him. "You built this camp?" Patton asked. "Yes, General." Patton nodded slowly. "Good," he replied. "Then you can live in it." The commander looked confused. Patton's voice became ice cold. "Take off his sidearm." American MPs grabbed the SS officer instantly. "Lock him in the same barracks he gave the black prisoners," Patton ordered. The commander panicked immediately. "General, I am an officer." Patton stepped closer one final time. And they were soldiers. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. The commander was dragged toward the filthy barracks he had created himself. That night he slept on the same broken wooden bunk. ate the same rotten food, drank the same dirty water. One American soldier later said the commander cried before sunrise. Patton visited the camp again the next morning. The prisoners stood straighter this time. A black American sergeant approached him. "Thank you, sir," he said quietly. Patton looked at him for a moment. Then he replied with words many soldiers never forgot. "You wore the same uniform as every other American." He paused. "That means you deserve the same treatment." The segregated sections were destroyed later that week. The prisoners received proper food, medical care, and clean clothing. As for the German commander, he was later transferred for war crimes investigation. Patton never spoke publicly about the incident, but soldiers who witnessed it remembered it for the rest of their lives. Not because Patton gave a speech, but because he made something very clear. In his army, a man's skin color did not decide his value. So what would you have done? Would you have punished the commander the same way or differently? Let us know in the comments. And subscribe for more powerful World War II stories.